unfortunately, it may be a delayed reaction to trauma. So I encourage you to look into trauma education through the Mental Health Association of New York State. They're offering that to school districts. And again, to ask me about my mental health and wellness literacy, which is a great basic 101 for trauma-informed approach and trauma education protective factors. So I think that is all that I wanted to share with you from that training. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there, and we will now look at the suicide prevention center. I want to make sure I didn't write anything else down. Oh, one of the other things I do want to share. There is on mentalhealthamerica.org. I will show you that slide again. These kids are, mentalhealthamerica.org is offering a free screening that they have on their website. Usually it's done by health educators, but we're encouraging teachers who feel ready to offer this as a lesson, an assignment for students to come back to take this screening on mentalhealthamerica.org and to come back the next day and have a dialogue. This is part of being on the front line and having this conversation up front. It's short, it's confidential, it's anonymous, there's no data collection, and it talks about, when the kids come back, they can talk about words and ideas and things that they have learned through this screening that they didn't understand. And then we can alleviate that fear of what it is they are feeling if and when they begin to feel unwell. We empower them this way. It's a great assignment. Please look at it. I believe it was mental health. Let me see if I have it up here. Yeah, it's screening.mhanational.org. I do have it on that first slide, and I will show that to you again before we break. So I wanted to make sure you understood that. Excellent. Here we go. So I want you to think about for a moment, and if you want to, I can't see all of you, but if you want to unmute yourself after you think about this and just tell us your answer, I would be very interested to know your answer. I'd like you to think for a moment. First, I do want to say that I want to recognize what a difficult topic this is. And again, if this content becomes overwhelming for you or is making you feel unwell in any way, please reach out to Marcella and Maurice, who's on this call privately in the chat box. She is our resource person for today. So I want to recognize how difficult this topic is and the unprecedented times that we're living in, and which compounds having to sit through a training like this, but it absolutely is necessary. So think about this just for a moment. I'd like you to just close your eyes and imagine a happy place for you, a place where you've been before, maybe to a beach or someplace you've traveled or a friend's home or wherever it is that makes you feel good and happy and makes you smile. And close your eyes and say to yourself, if I could be anywhere in the universe right now rather than sitting in this training, I would be, take a moment and answer that question. And then when I call time, if you'd like to share, please unmute yourself and tell us what your answer is. Okay, anybody want to share? If you could be anywhere else right now, where would that be rather than being here and doing this training?
I'll share. I would rather be on a paddle board in Hawaii.
Nice. Don't blame you. Thank you, Patricia. Anyone else? Okay. Well, we know that the ability to use our imagination is actually a resiliency skill and a coping strategy, and it's called a self-soothing skill. And it's a great tool that those images, those happy images, what makes me feel calm, what makes me feel good, what makes me smile, it's great for us to use and to also teach to our students. But what I want to say to you here is that if you asked this same question to a person, a youth, we'll stick to youth for the purposes of this training, they do not have the capacity to go to use their imagination as a self-soothing skill. As I said earlier, they are consumed with thoughts of suicide. And so if you ask them that question, the answer you'll most likely get either is I don't know, or I'd rather be dead.